You are Locked On Marlins POSTCAST, part of Locked On Sports Miami on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is up, Fish fans? Welcome to your Locked On Marlins POSTCAST. My name is Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. And the Marlins at home for the final time this season. They're now 2-2 on this homestand. They beat the Atlanta Braves in a game the Braves really had to have in the National League playoff race as the Marlins play in the role of spoilers, spoiled fish. What's wrong with a little spoiled fish, right? My name's Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. I think I already said that at Jim Grease _ on social media, and we have been in the dog days for a long time, but the Marlins playing the role of spoiler in the National League, and the Braves just not getting it done. And it's really interesting when you see down the stretch they come, and the Braves kind of faltering a little bit down the stretch they come, as the Atlanta Braves right now have been 5-5 over their last 10, and they are 2 games behind the Mets and 2.5 behind Arizona and 3 behind San Diego in the wild card race. But a good night tonight. 3 runs in the first for Miami. A solid outing for Valente Bellozo. The bullpen lights out again. As we continue with your Locked On Marlins POSTCAST, thank you for making us your first watch/listen every day. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. We're free, of course, and on YouTube as well as wherever you get your podcast. I know it was a lot of fun doing the crossovers for the crossover. Whatever you want, whatever you need, oh, you crossover, EPMD, the crossover. So what you're saying, you want to go Pop Goes the Weasel? Anyway, the crossover. We did a couple days with Pete Fox, LA, the Dodgers. We had a lot of fun. Shohei, the Shohei kid, Shohei Ohtani. What a game yesterday, 6 for 6, 10 RBIs, the 3 homers, the 2 steals. In grand fashion, he hits the 50-50, but of course, right now, we are back to the everyday stuff, and you everydayers know this. That means the Marlins, but it also means spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Tonight's show is brought to you by FanDuel. Now through September 22nd, tick, 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 tick. You better hurry. All FanDuel customers can bet $5 and do what I did. Get a 3-week trial NFL Sunday ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV for free. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. And look at that, we got some people up in here. And don't forget, tomorrow we do the Miami Hurricanes POSTCAST. Alex Dono and myself, Locked On Canes, tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. We will be live. The game does not start until 7 p.m. tomorrow evening. The number 10 ranked Hurricanes in the top 10 with Cam Ward. They take on USF South Florida tomorrow night. I'll be live with the POSTCAST right after the game. And then Sunday, the Dolphins and the Seattle Seahawks on the road again. Just can't wait to be on the road again in Seattle, getting butts whipped by the Seahawks. I can't wait to get on the road again. Going to be a tough one for Miami without Tua. He's on the injured list, but Sunday, Dolphins POSTCAST after the Canes on Saturday. All right, here we go. 4-3 Marlins, 3 runs in the first inning. Jake Burger. And how about this? Shohei Ohtani, 33 points with 33 fantasy points yesterday. Norby made a nice catch tonight, had himself a good game, scoring a couple of runs as well. Kyle Stowers, singles, doubles, RBI single in the first. Jake Burger, RBI double, ground rule in the first inning. And then Jonah Bride with the sac fly. 7th inning, they scored a run on a wild pitch. Charlie Morton allowing that run to score. He's lost his last 2 starts. Valente Bellozo, 3 and 4, 3 runs, 7 hits, 5 in the 3rd innings. The bullpen, that would be Anthony Bender. That would be Lake Bachar. That would be Kenny Powers. That would be Declan Cronin, the Rookie of the Year, as voted by the media in South Florida. And Jesus Tinoco, who got the save. 2-hit relief. 3 and 2/3 innings of 2-hit relief. So there you have the bullpen right there. I mean, it really could end the show right here when you think about it. Burger voted the MVP of the Marlins by the South Florida Baseball Writers Association of America, which tells you how bad the Marlins were this year, because Burger did not play well at all this year. I mean, he's a 240 hitter. Alcantara's playing light catch. Yuri Perez began light throwing. Alcantara will be back for the start of the year, the 22 Cy Young Award winner. And Perez will be back around the All-Star break. next year. Adam Aller, Max Fried tomorrow. Aller 1-4, 5.4 ERA. Fried 9-10 with a 3.49, and that really should be the postcast right there. 5 minutes. We are done. How about that? How about that? Mel Allen this week in baseball. I'll never forget Mel Allen as long as I live. But Bellozo with a pretty good start tonight for Miami. And, he had the four-seamer going about 89, 90. He doesn't throw hard. He's got the changeup that's 84, and he'll lull you to sleep a little bit. Had 2 strikeouts in the first inning. Marlins come up in the bottom of the first. Edwards grounds out. Norby singles. Sanchez walks Norby to second, and then Berger's ground rule double, and then Stowers to left, scoring Sanchez, and Sanchez would have scored on Berger's double had it not been a ground rule. And then Bride hits a sacrifice fly, scoring Berger, who probably would have been on third had it not been a ground rule double. But anyway, it's 3-0 Marlins either way. The Braves got on the board in the third inning when George Soler hit a sacrifice fly to center. Former Marlin, by the way. Then in the fourth inning, the Braves cut it to 1 when Arcia homered to left field. It was 3-2 at that point. And then in the fifth inning, Norby scores on the wild pitch by Morton. And I think I had that in the wrong spot here. Where is it at? In the fifth inning, Norby scores in the fifth inning. I don't know why it has to be in all caps, bro. Calm down there. There you go. In the fifth inning, Norby scores in the fifth inning. It's kind of funny. We have a little bit of fun here on the show. You know what I'm saying? Like it really is a lot of fun. We enjoy it here on your Locked On Marlins postcast, and we have a little bit of fun. So where is it? And there it is. Where are we? Okay, so all right. Berger voted the MVP by the South Florida baseball writers. Yeah. Okay. Where are we at? Norby scored in the game's instructional wild pitch in the fifth inning. There we go. We got it on both. There we go. And Bellozo, 5 1/3 innings to get the win. Bellozo, 3 runs, 7 hits. Bender, Bachar, Cronin, and Tinoco, 2-hit relief, like I said, holding it down from there. And the Braves, look, this really damaged their chances. The Dodgers took 2 out of 3 from Miami, and they were tied with the Phillies. And, they had a bigger lead over San Diego when they left than they had when they came in. They scored 37 runs in 3 games, and the Braves just scored 3 in the opener tonight. But how about that, man? Crazy start to this series for the to the homestand for the Marlins, allowing 37 runs in 3 days, the historic day for Ohtani. So anyway, the run scored in the fifth made it 4-2. The Braves pulled to within 1 in the sixth inning, was it? Top of the sixth, when Laureano homers 400 feet to right center. And that was pretty much it. The Marlins got a little something going in the bottom of the seventh, and nothing really, they were unable to push one across. And then really in the eighth and the ninth, nothing really doing for either team. And that was all she wrote. You are watching your Locked On Marlins postcast. My name is Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. 4-3. They win tonight. A good one at home over the Bravos. And how about that? No Bravo for the Braves right now, because the Braves have not been playing well. And look, 5-5 in their last 10. The Mets are 6-4, but you are very much running out of time. You do not have room for error anymore right now with the end of the season being so close right now. You know what I'm saying? The end of the season is literally right here, and you have got to play accordingly. So that's a tough loss for the Braves tonight. I mean, for them to be listless the way they were offensively, for them to have the eventual winning run score on a wild pitch when they look, they're behind from the first inning. The Marlins scored 3. So throughout this whole entire game, you can't chip away enough to, just a bad loss for Atlanta. They didn't show a lot of, a lot of heart. They didn't have a lot of fight in them, and it's a long season, but I'm surprised. I mean, the Braves are kind of faltering here. But look, you got the Mets, you got the Diamondbacks, you got the Padres. Dodgers, Phillies tied for the best record in the league. The Brewers aren't going anywhere. Those are your three, right? And then your three wild cards are going to be, even though you got the Padres, Dodgers next week, the Dodgers play 6 against the Rockies. Done deal, right? The only thing left to decide in the National League, couple of things. Will the Braves make the playoffs? Because look at the standings, right? And you look at the league standings, and we're gonna we'll hit these on the other side. How about that? We'll do that on the other side. You're watching your Locked On Marlins postcast. Jim Grease, Hopper, call me Grease. 4-3 the win for the Marlins tonight, severely damaging the Braves' playoffs chances. When we come back and keep it going on the other side, we'll talk about those playoff chances and what the Braves have coming up, how many games left, who they play, and who is in their way. We'll give you the star of the game, the final score, and the turning point, as we always do about this time. Locked On Marlins postcast. Jim Grease, Hopper, call me Grease, and the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Passion, drive, patience. The formula for winning championships is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. We're talking superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has you covered. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back, because with eBay Motors, my friend, you are burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to make your car the MVP and bring home huge wins. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay Guaranteed Fit. Available only to U.S. customers. All right. Let's look at the standings. Look at the scoreboard. Look at the Yankees and the Guardians having clinched in the AL. Yankees and Orioles and down the stretch they come. The Yankees are going to win that division. Orioles will be a wild card. So the wild cards in the American League will be where they at. So the wild cards will be the lowest seeded division winner, which will probably be the Astros, because with what? Dang, the Astros, right? I mean, 30, 53, 153. They got 9 games left, and they got a 4.5 game lead over the Mariners. And the Mariners probably won't make the playoffs when you think about that. Wow. So the Astros have the 4th best record in the league, and the top 6 teams make it. The 3 wild cards, right? So the Royals and the Twinkies would be the other 2. So Orioles, Royals, Twins. Orioles are 5.5 games up on the wild card, so they're locked in, locked on. Kansas City is a game and a half ahead of Minnesota for that second spot, and the Twins are right there, a half game above the Tigers. So they're a half game above the Tigers. So you got the Tigers, the Mariners, and the Red Sox are 4 out. They're a game under 500. So you really got the Orioles, the Royals, and the Twins. And it's going to be the Twins, the Tigers, or the Mariners. They're all within a game and a half of each other with 9 games left. So Twins, Tigers, Mariners. One of those teams will be in. Looks like the Royals, but they're only a game and a half ahead of the Twins. So it could be Twins, Tigers, Twins, Mariners, Royals, Twins, Royals, Tigers, Royals, Mariners, any one of those combinations right in the American League. Obviously, we're talking National League here, but Phillies, Dodgers, and right now the Phillies won today, so they're a half game ahead of the Dodgers at 92-62. Best record in baseball right now, and the Yanks are 89-64, whereas the Guardians are 90-65. So the Yanks percentage points ahead there. In the National League, when you're looking at the wild card standings, because you got the Phillies and the Dodgers, I mean, pretty much guaranteed to win those divisions. You're not going to, I mean, if the Padres sweep the Dodgers and a miracle happens, it's not going to happen. The Padres are 2.5, and the Diamondbacks are a half game above the Mets, who are in that 3rd wild card spot. The Braves 2 games behind. Now, the Braves beat the Marlins these next 2 games. The Mets obviously playing, who are the Mets playing right now? Let's see. The Mets are playing where are we at? Look at the scoreboard. What do we got? We got, because the Mets just played the Phillies, but that series ended. Where are we at? Okay, the Phillies beat the Mets 12-2 on the road tonight. So that was their second of 4 there. So the Phillies playing the Mets, and that could really help the Braves. Now, the Phillies beating the Mets helps the Braves, but they could have picked up a game too. Like legit could have picked up a game. And man, tough loss for the Royals against the Giants tonight. What else? Rockies, Dodgers. Rockies up 1-0 on the Dodgers in the 4th inning at Chavez. That'd be kind of funny. Diamondbacks 7-4 over the Brewers, keeping the heat on there. What about the Padres and the White Sox? They're scoreless in the top of the 6th. So the Mets are in the 3rd and final wild card spot right now. The Braves could have gained a game on them tonight. And let's see, who do the Mets play after the Phillies? And the Phillies just smoked the Mets 12-2. So you got the Mets still play. Oh, they play at the Braves. They play at the Braves the middle of the week. That's going to determine that. And then they're at Milwaukee. And who do the Bravos play? The Bravos play come on out and beat the Mets and the Marlins. And the Marlins also play the Twins. So they could play spoiler there too. The Marlins in the middle of Spoilerville. So the Braves play the Mets and the Royals. All of those will have playoff implications. And how about that? We got to love that. Absolutely got to love that. So a lot of playoff implications for all these teams. The Marlins in the mix in the middle of all that. And they came out tonight and, look, they gave up 37 runs in 3 games against the Dodgers. They took one of those 3 games and really only one of the Dodgers pitchers. And that was, Flaherty, he gave up 3 runs. It was a quality start, a couple of homers though. But it was Knack, who was the only Dodgers pitcher who really got the Marlins out. And so the Dodgers question marks are their rotation. Phillies don't really have a question mark if their pitchers pitch the way they are capable of. They have a great lineup. They're awesome at home. Their nighttime record is incredible. All the postseason games will be at night. Best night record in baseball, best home record in baseball for the Phils. The Dodgers, too many question marks, man. Their starting pitchers, even their bullpen, might as well be coming out in Riddler costumes, right, instead of Dodgers uniforms. So it's wide open, man. It is wide open. It is really wide open. Both leagues are wide open. So Yanks, Guardians, Nash, and in the American League, and of course the Orioles all year long, although they faded a little bit lately. Phil's Dodgers, man. Dodgers trailing 1-0 early in that game, early enough against Colorado at home. 4th inning, I believe. Phillies pounded the Mets 12-2. Padres and Rockies are scoreless. And the Padres are 4.5 games behind the Phillies. 4 games behind the Dodgers in the West. So the Dodgers are going to win the West. But the Marlins have a chance to play spoiler, and they could do it with the Twins too, as the Twins are in that race in the American League. Kind of funny. Twins, Tigers, Royals, all right in there with the Astros. Yeah, man. Crazy when you come down to it after 150 plus games that you're where you are right now, and it is what it is. You're watching your Locked On Marlins postcast. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease on your Friday. You ain't got no job. You ain't got nothing to do except watch your Locked On Marlins postcast and Locked On MLB with Sully. Make it your second listen every day. When I come back, I don't know what I'm going to talk about because we pretty much hit everything, but we will think of something. How about Bellozo? How about the bullpen? Alcantara, Perez, Myers shut down. What will this rotation look like next year? Will the Marlins be in a position to make a playoff run again next year? We'll talk about that and more. I know it's a reach, but hey, it's late in the year, and we're still doing the postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Marlins 4, Braves 3. Let's go. We will finish it up right after these words. You heard me talk a lot about FanDuel, America's number 1 sports book. Think about that for just 1 second. Number one is FanDuel. Well, we have something a little bit different for you from FanDuel. Do what I did. Take advantage of this promotion. I am telling you what, as soon as I saw it, I instantly called my boss and I tried to get a deal and be like, hey man, I'm the host. I'm reading spots. Can I get a little something extra from this? And he said, Grease, you're crazy. This deal is already so good. I can't even give you anything for it for doing the commercial every day. That's how good it is. You're already getting the same thing everybody else is getting. It's such a good deal. You don't even need anything extra. And what is that deal? Now in till September 22nd. All FanDuel customers, you bet $5, you get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. That's right, a free 3-week trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Then with a YouTube TV base plan, it gets better. You'll be able to watch every regular season Sunday afternoon out-of-market game. All you need is Google account, current form of payment, and you can cancel anytime. Not that you will. You'd be nuts if you did. I'm talking 5150, backwards jacket, no arms, padded room, the whole 9 yards. And all you're going to do to get 3 weeks free NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV, just like me, Jimmy G, is visit FanDuel.com, America's #1 sportsbook. That is right. You everydayers know we got some loyal people watching right now. 4-3 Marlins. They get the win tonight, and the Braves still 2 games behind the come on out and beat the Mets in the wild card race. Something about the Mets, though. Which team is the team this year that you're really thinking like the D-backs last year when they went to the World Series? Out of nowhere, they get hot down the stretch. Which team is hot right now that you think could make that run? Could it be the Padres in that bullpen? You know, you get Machado hot, you get Tatis hot, you get them going with Luis Ariz, best hitter in baseball since Tony Gwynn. By the way, it's a trip watching the Padres and Tony Gwynn Jr. is doing the games, and he sounds just like Pops, but he never had a career, and it's like, Anyway, the interesting thing is, though, when I look at right now what the Marlins have done, they have put together some entertaining games down the stretch. Berger named the team's MVP. He hit a ground rule double tonight in the first inning. They score 3 runs. They took a game from the Dodgers. Ohtani's game, Skip Schumacher doesn't walk him, goes right at him. The 3 home runs in a row. History's made. So it's interesting. As bad as this year has been for your Miami Marlins, as abysmal as their record is at 57-97, 30-49 at home, right? As brutal as it has been, they find themselves playing entertaining games, and they're beating teams right now, the Dodgers and the Braves. You know what I'm saying? And keeping the Braves. Look, the Braves needed this game tonight. There'd have been a game behind the Mets for that last wild card. There's 9 games left. The Braves needed this game. I did not see the fire. I did not see the flame. I did not see I will be the flame. I didn't see that from the Braves tonight. Nothing. You got your season on the line. You got your season on the line, and you are not even. It reminded me of Sean O'Malley against Rob Washvili in the 5th round at the Sphere the other night. He hurts him with 30 seconds left right under the ribs. He doesn't rush him. Yo, rush him. Keep throwing bombs at him. The Braves had no fire. They had no urgency. They had nothing tonight. They're not trying to steal bags. They're not trying to push the pace. They're not trying to open up big innings. What are they doing? If I'm a Braves fan, I'm really pissed. I'm not happy right now. I am not happy at all if I'm a Braves fan and I'm watching that game. You know what I mean? Like, where's the fire? Where's the urgency? And as we're sitting here right now, where's my scoreboard? Where is my scoreboard right now? There we go. All right. Twins 4, Red Sox 2. They won it in 12. White Sox and Padres scoreless in the bottom of the 6th. Who's pitching in that game? Ooh, this is kind of fun. I sort of like this. Vicariously living through other teams. It was Crochet and Musgrove. Wow, a starter, 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs for San Diego. You know, Musgrove, he's a guy who could really, Joe Musgrove, if he gets going for San Diego, 6'5", 230, big power guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, oh man. This dude is he's dealing tonight. And right now it's nothing. Nothing for nothing. No, it don't mean nothing. No victim, no crime. Yankees, A's 1-1 in the 7th. Rockies, Dodgers 1-0. Who's pitching for the Rockies? And the Rockies. Ohtani's 1 for 2. 295 average. Got to get that over 300, Shohei. Shohei kid. Shohei. Yeah, Brazier pitched for the Dodgers, went 1 inning. Yeah, they got some problems with pitching in LA. Freeland's pitching for the Rockies. What do we got here? How much time left in the show? All right, there we go. We got Nats and Cubs, 3-1 Cubs, the final. Reds 8, Pirates 3. Rays 1, Blue Jays nothing. Yikes. Ouch. Jonathan Aranda, solo home run for the Rays. Tigers and Orioles 7-1 Birds. McCann, 2 home runs for the Orioles. Marlins, of course, beat the Braves 4-3. Twins 4, Red Sox 2 and 12, Phillies 12, Mets 2. 12 runs on 17 hits for the Phillies. Alec Bohm is back, and Alec Bohm is back in a big way. 4 for 5 with 4 RBIs. Real Muto and Bohm hit a home runs tonight. Harper 1 for 5, Turner 2 for 5. I mean, Schwarber, Turner, Harper, Bohm, Castellanos, Realmuto. That lineup is absurd for the Phillies, and Sanchez goes to 11-9 with the win. Tonight they beat Peterson, and the Mets needed that win as well. So the Phillies, 12 runs on 17 hits, pounding the New York Mets tonight. Let's see. Mariners 8, Rangers 2, Astros 9, Angels 7, Diamondbacks 7, Brew Crew 4, Giants 2, Royals 1, Guardians 5, Cardinals 1. That's your scoreboard. Let's see what else we got here. You know what we didn't do yet? We didn't do this. So I am going to give you our turning point, our final score. And at the end, we'll do the final score. Just one thing before we get out of here. New elements that we're adding to the show. So the moment would be, boom, right there. How about that? Berger and Norby key a 3-run first for Miami. Jake Berger, who you see on the right there with an RBI ground rule double. Norby scored the run. And, of course, Stowers with an RBI single as well. Then we have our star of the game, Jesus Tinoco. There you see him hugging Pareda, the catcher. Tinoco, his second save, anchoring that bullpen tonight. 3 2/3 innings of scoreless relief, 2-hit ball for the pen tonight. Tinoco, the star of the game. And one more time for your mind, the final score. 4-3. The Marlins beat the Braves. Look at Connor Norby stretched out across the dish down there, scoring that run on the wild pitch with a head-first slide. 4-3 is your final. Don't forget tomorrow, you're only a day away. The Canes at USF. This game is huge. They hung with Bama for 3 quarters, did the Bulls, and now the Canes go to Tampa. National TV, prime time. Number 10 in the country. Cam Ward, number 1 in the Heisman race. A statement win on the horizon for the Hurricanes. It is very necessary. Tomorrow on Locked On Canes, Alex Dono and I will preview that game. You'll get that on your Locked On Canes YouTube. You will get it on your wherever you get your podcasts, and that's right there together. We're getting huge numbers. Alex Dono and myself. Yeah, I said it. Kyle Krabs and myself too. The triangle, the rock in here. We got the Dolphins, we got the Canes, and we got the POSTCAST as well. Playing out the string with the Marlins. Other things in the works with Locked On as well. But tomorrow, the game is at 7 p.m. Eastern, and right after, we'll have your Locked On Canes postcast. And after that, I'm on ESPN Radio for 2 hours tomorrow night, ESPN Game Night. And then on Sunday, the Dolphins and the Seahawks. It's a 4 o'clock kickoff, and we will be here right after with your Locked On Dolphins postcast. Last week of the season for the Marlins, they got the Braves now, they got the Twins, they got the Blue Jays, then they got a long off season. We'll worry about that when it comes. But that's the lowdown, baby. You got the Canes tomorrow, the Dolphins on Sunday, the Marlins every day in between. That's all there is, Fish fans. There is no more. 4-3 the win. Series opener over the Braves, keeping Atlanta 2 games back in the National League wildcard race. The Marlins continuing to play spoiler. 2-2 on this current homestand, the last one of the season. Only 2 more chances to see your Miami Marlins at home at Lone Depot Park this season will be tomorrow. And, of course, on Sunday, tomorrow's first pitch is at what time? Did I get this in there? Let me make sure. Tomorrow at Lone Depot Park. What time is this game tomorrow? Let me make sure I have this right for you guys. And that will be at 4:10 Eastern. First pitch tomorrow with Aller and Fried. The pitching matchup, and of course, the Braves are favored. They're minus 250. The Marlins plus 205. 7.5 the total, minus 120 on the over. The under is even money. Keep your game tight and your mind right, Fish fans. Thank you for watching your Locked On Marlins postcast. For your second watch/listen of the day, find Locked On MLB. Prepare for the Fall Classic with Sully, who has it all covered every single day. Find Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcasts, and they would be your podcast. My name is Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. Thank you for being here and watching your Locked On Marlins Postcast or listening to your Locked On Marlins Postcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. 4-3 Marlins over the Rays. We're back tomorrow with your Locked On Marlins Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. And I'm going to say it one more time. Your team every single day. Now go away, or I will. Okay, fine, I will.